Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're jumping into the epic anime-inspired world of Roblox's Arise crossover, a game where you defeat enemies, recruit them as shadows, and build a powerful squad to conquer islands like Solo Leveling Island, Naruto Island, and One Piece Island. Your shadows are the key to dominating this game. So in this video, we're ranking all 36 shadows in Arise crossover from D tier to S tier, based on their overall strength and utility. I'll break down their roles, where you can find them, and how they'll help you fight through enemies and clear dungeons. So grab your gear, smash that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into this shadows tier list together. First, let's go over how shadows work in Arise crossover. After defeating an enemy, you can hold the E key to attempt to arise them as a shadow, turning them into a companion that fights for you. You get 3 chances to arise an enemy, and if you succeed, you'll see an exclamation mark by the shadow's icon. Then just click to equip your new shadow and it'll join your squad of 4. Shadows come in ranks from E to G, with higher ranks dealing way more damage. Some even reach trillions at G rank. You can also upgrade them to SS rank by collecting multiple copies, but today we're focusing on their base performance and how they help you progress through the islands by taking down enemies and bosses. Let's start with the weakest tier, D tier, and work our way up to the best of the best. We're starting with D tier, the tier where shadows in Arise crossover are the weakest and least useful for progressing through the game. These shadows might help you in the very early stages, but you'll want to replace them as soon as possible. First up, we've got Sundu. Found right at the start on Solo Leveling Island, this shadow is one of the weakest in the game. Its damage is super low, so it barely helps against even the easiest enemies. Use Sundu to combine 4 copies for a Ganshi or Longin, then swap it out immediately. Next, there's Ganshi. Also on Solo Leveling Island, this shadow is a bit better than Sundu, but still lacks the power to be useful beyond the early game. It's a jack of all trades that can fill a spot in your squad, but you'll replace it fast. Moving on, we have Daek. This shadow found on Solo Leveling Island relies on melee flurry attacks, but its damage is too low to make a difference. It's slightly better than Sundu, but you'll still want to swap it out for something stronger. Now let's talk about Longin. Found on Solo Leveling Island, this shadow has a fiery spear attack, but its overall damage output is lackluster compared to higher tier shadows. It might help early on, but it's not worth keeping in D tier. Next up, there's Anders. You can farm the shadow just outside the spawn zone on Solo Leveling Island under the overpass. It has okay damage for the very early game, but its low power makes it a D tier shadow you'll replace quickly. Moving on, we've got Ant Soldier. A common shadow found in early areas, this unit has low damage and minimal utility. It can help you clear basic enemies, but it's outclassed by stronger shadows as you progress. Finally, in this tier, there's Largalin, also known as Largalgin. You can farm this shadow near the highway entrance on Solo Leveling Island. Its damage is average, so it won't help much against tougher enemies. A temporary D tier pick. D tier shadows are a starting point, but let's move up to C tier, where the shadows are a bit more useful. The tier where shadows in Arise crossover are okay for the early game, but get outclassed as you progress to tougher islands. These are good fillers while you farm for stronger shadows. Let's start with Vermilion. Found in Solo City on Solo Leveling Island, this shadow has decent damage for early game areas, but it's surprisingly low on the tier list due to its limited utility compared to higher tiers. Its low Arise chance makes it tough to recruit, and there are better options out there. A C tier pick for now. Next up, there's Light Admiral. Found in mid-game areas like Grass Village, this shadow has moderate damage output. It can help you take down enemies on early islands, but it lacks the high-end punch of A or S tier shadows. A decent C tier choice while you build your squad. Moving on, we have Eminel. This shadow is a mid-tier unit found in various early game areas. Its damage is okay for clearing basic enemies on Solo Leveling Island, but it doesn't have the power to keep up as you move to new islands. A temporary C tier pick. Now let's talk about Sharkman. Found in water-themed areas, this shadow has decent damage for early game zones. It can help you clear mobs, but its lack of utility makes it a C tier shadow you'll replace as you progress. Next in line, there's Black Crow. This shadow is another mid-tier unit with okay damage output. It's useful for early islands, but it's quickly outclassed by stronger shadows as you move to tougher areas. A C tier filler. Moving on, we've got Blossom. Found in nature-themed areas, this shadow has moderate damage and some utility, but it's not strong enough to keep up with late-game content. It's a decent pick for early-game progression. Finally, in this tier, there's Snake Man. This shadow has similar damage potential to other C-tier units, making it a reliable pick for early-game areas. It can help you clear enemies on solo leveling island, but you'll want to swap it out later. C-tier shadows are helpful early on, but let's move to B-tier, where the shadows start to pack a punch. The tier where shadows in A-Rise crossover are solid picks for mid-game progress. These shadows have good damage and utility, making them reliable as you work toward the stronger islands. Let's kick things off with Wind. Known for its magical-themed attacks, this shadow is a strong non-boss unit with decent DPS. Found in mid-game areas, it can help you clear enemies on islands like Grass Village and tackle early dungeon bosses. A reliable B-tier pick. Next up, there's Michelle. This shadow has solid damage output for mid-game areas, making it a great choice for clearing mobs and progressing through islands. It's a dependable B-tier unit while you farm for higher-tier shadows. Moving on, we have Sortudo, also known as Sordid Doe. This shadow has good damage for mid-game areas, helping you take down enemies and early dungeon bosses. It's a solid B-tier choice for progressing through the game. Now, let's talk about Door. This shadow is another strong mid-tier unit with decent DPS, found in various mid-game zones. It's a reliable pick for clearing enemies and can help you tackle tougher areas as you progress. Next in line, there's Ant Queen. This shadow has higher damage than Ant Soldier, making it a strong B-tier pick for mid-game areas. It's great for clearing mobs and can hold its own against early bosses. Moving on, we've got Fivakuva. This shadow has solid damage and utility, making it a good choice for mid-game progression. It can help you clear enemies on tougher islands and is a dependable B-tier unit. Next up, there's Genji. Found in mid-game areas, this shadow has decent damage output and can help you progress through islands like Grass Village. It's a solid B-tier pick while you work toward A-tier shadows. Finally in this tier, there's Luryu. This shadow has good damage for mid-game areas, making it a reliable choice for clearing enemies and tackling early dungeons. A strong B-tier unit to round out this tier. B-tier shadows are great for mid-game, but let's step up to A-tier, where the high-damage shadows live. Powerful shadows in a Rise crossover that can carry you through most of the game. These shadows have high damage and utility, making them great for tackling tougher enemies and dungeons. First up, we've got Sky. This shadow is a powerhouse with high damage output found in late game areas. It's a fantastic pick for clearing tough enemies and progressing through islands like Naruto Island, a top A-tier shadow. Next, there's Green. Another strong A-tier unit, Green has excellent damage and utility, making it a great choice for late game areas. It can help you take down enemies and dungeon bosses with ease. A solid A-tier pick. Moving on, we have Turtle. This shadow has high DPS and some defensive utility, making it a versatile pick for late game areas. It's great for clearing tough enemies and progressing to the final islands. A strong A-tier contender. Now let's talk about Golan. Found in late game zones, this shadow has impressive damage output, making it a reliable choice for clearing enemies and bosses. It's a fantastic A-tier unit for any squad. Next up, there's Gosuke. This shadow has high damage and utility, making it a great pick for late game areas. It can help you dominate enemies in dungeons, placing it firmly in A-tier. Moving on, we've got Diablo. This shadow has excellent DPS found in late game areas like dungeon boss fights. It's a powerful pick for clearing tough enemies and progressing through the game. A top A-tier shadow. Next in line, there's Ika. This shadow has high damage output and some unique abilities, making it a great choice for late game areas. It's a reliable A-tier unit for tackling tougher enemies and dungeons. Moving on, we have Ziru. This shadow has strong damage potential found in late game zones. It's a fantastic pick for clearing enemies and progressing through islands like One Piece Island. A solid A-tier choice. Next up, there's Heaven. This shadow has high DPS and utility, making it a great pick for late game areas. It can help you dominate enemies in dungeons, placing it in A-tier. Finally in this tier, we've got Murcielago and Mafalcon. Murcielago, a Bleach-inspired boss, deals around 264 billion damage at SS rank while Mifulcon, a Brum Island boss, deals up to 23.91 billion. Both are strong A-tier picks for late game progression. A-tier shadows are amazing, but let's move to S-tier, where the absolute best shadows reign supreme. We've made it to S-tier, the tier of elite shadows in Arise crossover that are the best in the game. These shadows have the highest damage potential, making them essential for reaching the endgame islands. First up, we've got Ziru. At G rank, this shadow deals a staggering 3.24 trillion damage, making it the single highest DPS unit in the game. It's an extremely rare drop, often found in dungeons like the King boss on Dedu Island. If you manage to get a G rank Ziru, you'll be unstoppable. The top S-tier shadow. Next, there's Monarch. This shadow can also spawn in G rank, dealing around 3 trillion damage, putting it almost on par with Ziru. It's a rare but devastating unit, often dropped from the Monarch boss in double dungeons. An elite S-tier pick for any squad. Finally in this tier, we've got Time King. This shadow outdamages every other SS rank unit, except for G rank exclusives like Ziru. It's a top tier pick for late game areas, helping you dominate enemies in dungeons with its massive damage output. An S-tier essential. Now that we've ranked all 36 shadows, let's talk about which ones are best for different playstyles to help you build your dream team. For maximum damage, Ziru and Monarch are S-tier must-haves with trillion-level DPS. For early game, Longin and Anders can help you clear solo leveling island, but swap them out fast. For mid-game progress, Wind and Sortudo will carry you through tougher enemies and early dungeons. For endgame domination, Sky, Green, and Time King are perfect for clearing the hardest content and reaching the final islands. And that's a wrap on our Arise crossover shadows tier list. We've ranked all 36 shadows from D tier to S tier. Which shadow are you hunting for? Are you rocking a Ziru or still working with Sundu? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your squad building stories. If you enjoyed this ranking, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more updates. Check out our other videos for more Arise crossover guides, and thanks for joining me on this shadow hunting adventure. Keep fighting, and I'll see you in the next video.